somebody that I know we talked about before, Coach, but I looked at the score sheet and translated there to what I saw on the ice. Jared Branch seemed to play very pretty clean, good shot blocking, physical game again. You talked about him a little bit after yesterday's game, but can you highlight more just the style and intensity he brings to the ice every night?
Yeah, Branner was great tonight. Like I said, we went 11-5 to kind of, you know, Will's new, give him a night, and then to regroup after last night where he was good. But Branner really, he's taken a step the last few games in his progression where, even with McNally out and Corum's gone, and Ryan McKinnon's plays here whenever once in a blue moon. Branner stepped up where we trust him, like, hey, we can go 5 and he's going to get 20 minutes ice time, and he was great. Like, to me, his offensive instincts were awesome. He gets up and surfs on the rush where he skates forwards and kills plays early. He was awesome. Like, he stood out to me. That play on the first goal was outstanding. That's a high end play by a forward or D to find that seam to Frank. Credit to him. He worked hard. He had got hurt around January 1st, missed a month, and then we just really couldn't get him back in the lineup due to we were winning and everybody's playing well, right? And kind of got Drew Bledsoe himself, as they say, right? Like, he just got hurt, and then guys, there's no way I could take anybody out, right? And he kind of worked his bag off until this opportunity over the last 3 weeks or so came about, and he's been great ever since. Like, he forced us to we were rotating 7 guys through until we lost Corums, and McNally went down, but it was literally, it's your night to sit, right? You're back in. This guy's night to sit, as you saw, like Millman, Corums, all the guys are rotating out one game here or there, and it's credit to guys like that are forcing us to play them, and it's big. You need your depth in this league, and he's been great, and credit to him, and I think he's only going to keep getting better.
And then, speaking of really nice passes, like the one that Brand made on the Detroit goal, Brad's pass to Gooch is one that I don't think certain people realize just how tough it is to saucer that over.
Oh yeah.
Tapes there. What did you see also on that goal from your standpoint? And
it's an NHL pass. I mean,
I agree.
That's all you can say. That's next level. I mean, I laugh at the one time Mo beat 3 guys and got the scoring chance in the second period. I literally sometimes sit on the bench and go, how do you do that? It's mind melting sometimes the stuff he can do with the puck, and tip of the cap. Like, that was a high end play. So we know he can make those plays. There's some high risk plays he makes that are going to go the other way at odd times, but you live and die with that stuff with guys like him, and when he's been great the last 4 games for us, so no reason for it to change.
And then Pritch, of course, who's been great all season, as well as Tomas Ebbing with his playmaking ability. He had the nice pass to Pritch in front, who then had the nice move for the 5th goal there. What did you see on that play, just from 2 guys that seem to have innate chemistry from the beginning of the season?
Yeah, like that line, Ebbs, Pritch, and Kenny have been, I actually think since Wednesday's game, they've been our best line. Shift in, shift out, and they haven't been rewarded for it. And they got that goal tonight. Ebbs missed that one in the 3rd off the rush on the rebound, but like I said, I think they've been really good. Like, territorially, they've dominated. They cycle the puck really well. They do everything really well. So I give them a lot of credit. Ebbs is, obviously one of the big leadership guys in the group, and his habits are so good. I think he drags the other guys along a little bit at times, and it's credit to him. And like I said, Kenny's been since New Year's as well. Like, he's been a difference maker for us, and they're making plays, and they probably deserved a better fate a little bit with regards to their points production the last 3 games. But I'm glad they got one tonight, and hopefully the floodgates open here tomorrow.
Yeah, you mentioned Kenny Holzinger, and he's somebody that from the beginning I always loved guys growing up that play with that extra jam in their game that can score too. But how would you describe, even before he started producing points, just the energy he brings to the ice? And now, obviously, like you said, since New Year's has come with the points, especially when he's playing his brother Cam, he really tends to show up big time as well.
Yeah, I think there's always that learning progression for guys from college. Like, college is kind of like it's run around like crazy, and sometimes I think it's pretending to work hard. Where at this level, with all the games and the travel, you really gotta learn how to be a professional. And Kenny had bits and spurts there early in the year where he was really good, and then it dropped off. He got hurt there in the Trois-Rivières trip around Thanksgiving, pulled his groin, where I thought he was really starting to play well. Came back, the game before we got shut down with COVID, where I think probably came back a little early, wasn't 100% and he wasn't great, and then he was in and out of the lineup for the next 3 or 4. But when he came back, after he got back in, his compete level has been so high that the skill level takes care of itself, and I think that's a credit to Kenny. And he's forced his way into our top 6, and I think not Kenny, Cressy, Cooper, like their growth as young guys on our lineup, and even guys like Branter, like first year guys, McFadden, like the Cormier, like all those guys, and Kenny especially, I think they're elevating their game since Christmas and figuring out how to be pros is the reason why we're having success. Obviously, Mo joining us and Gucci coming back, Coxey, like those are veteran guys that are really good too, but you need that depth at this level. And Kenny gives us like a solid second line right winger that's hard to find right shots that are good, right? And Kenny's a high level player. He's a top 6 on arguably the best team in the league right now. So that tells you the kind of player I think he is. And he competes, and he's kind of with lack of a better word, he's kind of a prick. And you need, like, I love that. I mean that as a compliment. Like the way he plays, he's hard to play against. He gets in your face. He's not afraid to be physical, and I think guys don't see that because he's not the biggest guy. But he leans on people, and like I said, he just continues to get better, and we love having him.
Yeah, I think everybody that understands hockey vocabulary would know that's taken as a compliment. But a last question I have is, after adding Will McFadden, you guys added Shane Seller now, who's actually from Pennsylvania, so I don't know if you got to talk to him at all yet about how he feels for his kind of homecoming to play for the Reading Royals as well, and 2, how you think he's going to fit into the fold here.
Yeah, we're going to try and get him in here. Obviously, with the amount of games, like we need bodies, and the Flyers development coach, one of them, John Riley, who used to work with USA Hockey a lot, had him through some of their development programs and select teams at the U15, 16 level. Spoke really highly of his character. She went to RPI. Actually, funny enough, he lived in the same house I lived in, which going back, my class actually brought it in 03. It's still in circulation, and so he lives there. So it was pretty funny when I was asking him when we first talked where on campus he lives, or his off-campus house, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I hear that live at this," and I laughed because I didn't even realize it was still in circulation with the boys. So it's a small world like that. So it's but he's going to work hard. To me, like when watching his film at RPI, really smart, makes good plays. Not the greatest skater, but I think like he makes up for that in his hockey sense and in his work ethic. So we're not sure when he's going to get in the lineup, but at some point that will happen, and we'll go from there. And like I said, it's an opportunity for some of these young guys for the next 3-4 weeks to either earn a spot in the playoff roster or earn a contract for next year. So we're excited to see what they have, and whenever they get the opportunity to get in.
Thanks, Coach. Hey, Brad, I was curious, tonight you guys had different waves and tides of the game. You guys went up 3-0 to then kind of have them push back, and then you scored the 4th goal. I was curious what your opinion was on the tides of this game and how you were able to grasp back control of it in that second period going into the 3rd.
Yeah, well, they scored the shorthanded goal. They got Harper over there, who's a great player. Obviously, give him that kind of chance, and he's probably going to get a good opportunity or put it home on us. I think a lot of that was on us, was on me for not being in the right spot. I kind of was rushing for Bykoff there. I think he had to kind of make a play to me. I kind of put him in a tough spot, but we got to the bench, and K-Mac told us that the only thing we can do is get it back, and sure enough, that's what we did on the Gooch goal there. Or I think it was actually this happened after, or was it before the Gooch goal? The Harper penalty shot.
The Harper would have been beforehand.
Yeah, so then we did that, and then I think Bykoff actually stripped Harper there, the side of the net, and the puck popped right out to me. So we definitely got it back, and just kind of having a lot of fun playing with those two guys right now.
Yeah, and actually I correct myself. The Gooch goal would have been before the Harper. You were correct, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't.
It's all just a blur right now to me.
But also on that play, that's a much harder pass than it looks. How were you able to obviously get that across the crease so it didn't, and none of Adirondack was able to make a nice stick play on it and knock it down? Like what did you see there to be able to get it across to Trevor on his goal for that nice play?
I think that I don't know if guys on their team are expecting that kind of pass maybe, obviously like just kind of barely over their stick saucer like that. Not trying to say it was a amazing play or anything like that, which it obviously looked nice. I saw it on the jumbotron, but I think maybe kind of caught him off guard. I'm trying to say. I think just like I said, I saw kind of Gooch coming around the net there, and we kind of like locked eyes for a second. I said that out there on the ice, but kind of just put it in the right spot for him. Yeah, that's probably the answer. I think they were just maybe a little unexpected.
And then how fortunate is it? Obviously, yesterday, bad bounce goes against you guys. You get the fortunate bounce, bounces right in front of you. That kind of gets the momentum, as I said, after it was 3-2 going back in your guys' direction. Can you kind of walk through that play and how you thought it ended up bouncing in front of you to get that goal?
Is that for the fourth goal?
Fourth.
I think, well, it was, I think Bykoff was pressuring Harper there, and it's kind of ironic because Harper's the guy that scored right before that, and he's a really good player, and Baker's a really good player too, Bykoff, so that's kind of the reason for that one. I think he just kind of angled him out and kind of forced him to have to take the puck to the middle, and got a stick on it, and it popped right out to me in the slot, and kind of just, I think I put it high glove pretty quick there, so that was a good one.
And my last question would be, you guys seem to look a lot more quicker with your decision making on the power play tonight compared to some of them yesterday. Can you talk to what goes into the adjustments made from last night to tonight to make it a little bit more crisper tonight to lead to, of course, Gooch's goal?
Well, yeah, the James Henry, assistant coach, he works with our power play, and he's been doing a really good job in explaining to us kind of like where to be and the options and kind of, I don't know, just kind of our spots and what plays to make or whatever, and he's done a good job. We go over video before the game, and he shows us all the plays, and he shows us the power play in the previous games, and we talk about what we could do to make it better and what we could do to make things work, and that's what we did. That's what we did tonight, and pucks were, I think, like you said, felt like we were kind of a little more poised with the puck, and we were a little, maybe I wouldn't say maybe more patient. I think we were more maybe structured, I could say. We were all kind of in the right spots, and for the most part, and I think when we're all on the same page, it obviously shows dividends for us.
Thanks, Brad. Thank you so much.